Pokémon Scarlet and Violet came out almost 3 years ago, and with no release date in sight for Pokémon Legends EA, what are we supposed to do to keep ourselves entertained? Well, do I have the solution for you? But first, a little backstory. I was watching a video from I'm a Blissey recently about how long it takes to build a competitive Pokémon team, so that got me thinking more about competitive Pokémon again. I've made 3 previous videos about building full shiny teams to play online, but it's been a while, so let's try this again. Cybertron VGC is one of my favorite channels to find teams to use, and he recently posted a video of a team using Lunala, Incineroar, Miraidon, Urshifu, Grimmsnarl, and Ursaluna. I've not used a Trick Room team before, so this is going to be pretty fun. Let's get started. The first elephant in the room is the legendary Ghost Bat Lunala. The only way I know to get the shiny Lunala is through everyone's favorite Dynamax Avengers. Now, I'm not a normal Pokemon trainer when it comes to this because I have 2 switches that I can hunt on. I recommend doing it solo if you only have 1 switch because thankfully Lunala is one of the easier bosses. With its Psychic Ghost typing, it's 4 times weak to Dark, which means really any Houndoom or any strong Pokemon that has Dark type moves can help you take it down with ease. It took me roughly 56 Dynamax Adventures to get mine, with roughly taking about 10 minutes per, which means it took me about 9.5 hours to finally get it. But just only 4 Dynamax Adventures later, I found the shiny Necrozma too, so your luck may be better, or it might be worse. Since we're already in Sword and Shield, we might as well get our Cubfu for our Urshifu. If you already got your Cubfu through Muster's Dojo, or you already evolved it into the Dark form, unfortunately you're going to have to restart your save and play through the game again until you can get back to the dojo. Thankfully it's available pretty early in the story, and you don't have to play through the entire DLC. All you have to do is beat this person outside the train station, meet Mustard, defeat some Slowpokes, find Max Mushrooms, and then have another battle with that same person to get our Cubfu. This guy would be so cute if it wasn't crazy good evolved. Now let's immediately move it over to Scarlet and Violet. To evolve it, we have to head to the auction house, which I'm sure most people forgot about. Then the special auction person will appear. If it gives you the Dark Scroll, you gotta do the auction, and then you can do it again for the Water Scroll. Using the key item, we can evolve our Cubfu into Urshifu. Man, I wish this thing could be shiny. Alright, now into the fun shinies. For the first one, we head into the Bamboo Forest to try and find ourselves a shiny Ursaring or a shiny Teddiursa. I make a normal encounter in Sparkle Power 3 sandwich. It's kind of annoying that so many Oranguru spawn around here, but hey, there's our shiny Teddiursa. It only took a little under 5 minutes. Next up in the Timeless Woods in Kitakami, I don't know if this is the right one to make, but I made a fairy encounter in Sparkle Power 3 sandwich. I literally almost ran past this guy, but here's our shiny Impidimp. This one took a little longer at a little under 17 minutes. The last shiny Pokemon we need to hunt, I have a love-hate relationship with. In the Canyon Biome, we make a Fire Sparkle encounter Power 3 sandwich. We run back and forth on top of this mountain. I think this is the best place because the shiny stands out so much from the Dark Mountain. See, look how good the shiny Litten looks. Again, it took a little under 5 minutes to find it, because I am the greatest shiny hunter to ever live. Miraidon is our last Pokemon we need for our team. If you don't have Violet, this one's a little harder to get because you need to trade for it. I have a completed copy of Violet, so I just went down to Area 0, and behind the research station, we can catch Miraidon. It took me over 15 minutes of throwing different balls to finally catch it. It's crazy, it took longer to catch this Miraidon than it did to find 2 of our shiny Pokemon. Alright, now that we have our Lunala, Urshifu, Litten, Impidimp, Koraidon, and Teddiursa, we have to evolve everyone to get to our final team. Teddiursa is the only one that needs to be evolved in a different game. After moving to Pokemon Legends Arceus, we head to the Crimson Mire Lanes. Here we use the Ride Ursaluna Pokemon and follow the scents until we dig up a peat block. But we're still not done yet because we have to keep resetting the day until we get to a full moon. This took about 20 minutes of resetting the day, but we finally can evolve Teddiursa into Ursaring, and then Ursaring into Ursaluna. Side note, evolutions look so much cooler in PLA than they do in Scarlet and Violet. Impidimp and Litten are way easier to evolve. We just use Rare Candy. We could evolve Impidimp into Morgurum, and Morgurum into Grimmsnarl, Litten into Torracat, and Torracat into Incineroar. Now that our team is fully evolved, getting their movesets corrected is pretty easy. The only issue I ran into was with Incineroar. The Incineroar on this team uses Fake Out, Knock Off, Will-O-Wisp, and Parting Shot. Will-O-Wisp and Knock Off are easy because they're just taught by TMs, but for Fake Out and Parting Shot, they're egg moves. To teach a Pokemon an egg move, we need to give it the Mirror Herb item and then set it in a picnic with Pokemon that know the moves you want to teach. Turns out Bombardier is the only Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet that knows Parting Shot, so in the Paradise Barrens we try to catch one. I said we try to catch one. Why won't you stay in the ball? Finally. That took forever. Now we can do a picnic with Bombardier and Hariyama that both know the egg moves, and Incineroar now has its moveset. Everyone else either already knew the moves or we just used TMs. Okay, the team is looking pretty good. We have Lunala that knows Moongeist Beam, Moonblast, Wide Guard, and Trick Room. Miraidon has Electro Drift, Volt Switch, Draco Meteor, and Snarl. Grimmsnarl knows Reflect, Light Screen, Thunder Wave, and Spirit Break. Incineroar knows Fake Out, Knockout, Will-O-Wisp, and Parting Shot. Urshifu knows Surging Strikes, Close Combat, Aqua Jet, and U-Turn. And Ursaluna knows Facade, Headlong Rush, Earthquake, and Protect. Now the final thing we need to do is to fix their stats by doing 3 main things. The first thing is we need to hyper train their stats with this guy in Montevera. Now some of the Pokemon would benefit with either a 0 attack IV or a 0 speed IV, but I'm not playing in any regionals, so it's not super important for me. For Lunala, we want everything but attack hyper trained. Miraidon gets a gold bottle cap. Incineroar gets everything but speed hyper trained. Grimmsnarl gets a gold bottle cap. Ursaluna gets all but speed hyper trained, and finally Urshifu gets a gold bottle cap. Now for the not so fun part. Vitamins and feathers. Each vitamin will increase its stat by 10 points, and each feather increases its stat by 1 point. To buy vitamins, you get them from this place in Metsagosa, and the best place to find feathers is swimming around Castleroy Lake. For simplicity's sake, I'm just going to show you this image of which IV points go for which stat for which Pokemon. That way you can pause the video in case you need to. For Lunala, you want it to have 132 HP EVs, 172 defense, 180 special attack, 12 special defense, and 12 speed EVs. Ursaluna is going to have 140 HP EVs, 252 attack EVs, 44 defense EVs, 4 special attack EVs, and 68 special defense EVs. Urshifu needs 84 HP, 212 attack, 4 defense, 4 special defense, and 204 speed EVs. Miraidon has 252 HP, 20 defense, 212 special attack, 4 special defense, and 20 speed EVs. Grimmsnarl has 228 HP, 4 attack, 156 defense, 116 special defense, and 4 speed EVs. And finally, Incineroar has 252 HP, 252 defense, and 4 special defense EVs. Wow, that was a mouthful. Finally, we can use Nature Mints to fix each of our Pokemon's natures, so Lunala can have a Modest Nature, Ursaluna can have a Brave Nature, Urshifu can have an Adamant Nature, Miraidon can have a Modest Nature, Grimmsnarl can have a Careful Nature, and Incineroar can have an Impish Nature. Now we are finally able to actually do a battle. Wrong. The final thing we need to do is we need to get the items for each Pokemon. The best way to get held items is usually the item printer or to look up which store in Paldea sells them. Lunala gets an Electric Seed, which will raise its defense when paired with Miraidon. Grimmsnarl gets the Light Clay item to increase the duration of its screens. Incineroar gets a Rocky Helmet to do some damage when it gets attacked. Ursaluna gets a Flame Orb to help with its Guts ability to do more damage. Miraidon gets an Assault Vest, which raises its special defense by 50% to help protect it. And finally, Urshifu gets a Choice Band to raise its attack by 50%. Now, we're finally able to take on a battle with our new team. Let's see how well we did. Looks like our opponent has Ceruledge, Kingdra, Sneasler, Walking Wake, Mewtwo, and Miraidon. Seems like our team should have a decent matchup. I'll lead off with Lunala and Miraidon against their Kingdra and Ceruledge. Bad lead for them. Miraidon uses Volt Switch against our opponent's Kingdra, doing about 2/3 damage and brings out Grimmsnarl. Kingdra, thinking it was going to attack Miraidon, uses Ice Beam on Grimmsnarl, which it tanks. Lunala uses a super effective Moongeist Beam to knock out Ceruledge. Our opponent sends out Mewtwo, so I use Grimmsnarl to set up a light screen to protect ourselves against special moves. This helps because Mewtwo tries to use Shadow Ball on Lunala, which does a laughable amount of damage to our shiny bat. Kingdra also does a laughable amount of damage to Grimmsnarl using Flash Cannon. I thought a Moongeist Beam would knock out Mewtwo in one hit, but it survives with a little bit of HP. The next round is basically the same. Mewtwo almost knocks out Lunala with Shadow Ball, Kingdra almost knocks out Grimmsnarl with Flash Cannon, then Lunala knocks out Kingdra with Moonblast, and Grimmsnarl knocks out Mewtwo with Spirit Break. Our opponent sends out their last Pokemon, Miraidon, to knock out both Lunala and Grimmsnarl with Parabolic Charge. I send out Ursaluna and Miraidon to finish the battle. My Miraidon uses Draco Meteor to take the opponent's Miraidon down to about 1/3 health, and Ursaluna takes it out with a Headlong Rush. And with that, we have successfully built a mostly full shiny competitive Pokemon team, and it really only took us about a day to complete. Hopefully this video inspired you to try something like this for yourself, and you want to see me do it again? Why not check out this other video on screen for the first time I made a full shiny competitive team.